And we're off to the races. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a blast. Of course, this is a pre-recorded show, but I act as though I'm going on my live show because, as you know, or I don't know if you don't already know, so I'm just dropping hint here that we are starting a live show. We're starting a live show where we're going to do, we're going to be working out of a huge studio. It's a vintage kind of a set that I got happening. So stay tuned, okay? Well, tonight is going to be a real fun one because I get to have one of our Conrads, our acting Conrads, if you will, people that are out here, peeps that are working hard, on the grind every day, trying to make it happen, trying to work hard at the craft to then hopefully get a stab at Hollywood and get that slice of the pie, the American dream, right? As we like to say, the pipe dream. Without further ado, this cat right here is Nate Mays. He's from Arkansas, and now he's based out of LA. He's at, I guess he does a lot of great stuff over at the Groundling, so that's a fantastic place. And I think he also studies at another school with, let's see who you study with, Miss Monet. Wow, that's a good studio I hear. Let's hear all about it. Let's bring to the studio Mr. Nate. Hey, let's go.
How's it going? Good to meet you, Joe.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm just completely out of my element today because earlier I had a friend of mine, a good buddy of mine, pass away. So I'm not quite where I need to be headspace wise. But guess what? I'm an actor too, so I know how to turn it on. Let's do it. And activated I must be, right, in order to get the party, the show must go on, as they say. I'm really Nate Mays. I am completely enamored with people that come out here from Arkansas. It's pretty far. And you make your dream come true, so to speak. And you're also an artist. I just figured that out. You're also an artist, so you do murals as well. Is that correct?
I do, yeah. I do mainly spray paint murals. Yeah, I'm all over with the arts.
That's fantastic. You're just multitasking and multi-dimensional. You like to do different stuff. And artistic wise, I mean, this is fantastic. All the way, you're well-rounded. You're acting. Groundlings is fantastic, because it's got also the comedy component, right?
It's all fun. I mean, I tell my friends that aren't in, our industry what I do in a day's work, and we're just having fun,
Yeah. Camila Monet, right? I think that's the actress.
Yes, Camelia Sans Monet. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, was she was married to an artist or something? The Monet last name sounds familiar.
I think. I believe that's her maiden name.
Okay.
Yeah, I know she's married. But yeah. I couldn't tell you much.
So that's fantastic. I mean, you got you don't sound so Southern these days, but maybe just a bit.
Don't tell my mom that. Don't tell her that. She says I'm losing my drawl a little bit, so I might have to.
I love it. That's good, right? Because there's those like nuances, now you there's layers to, you can actually play a Southern guy, you can play like a cat from the city, inner city, I guess, or LA, if you will. You're almost there, right? Because we've already indoctrinated you and we're keeping you, Tyra Mom. You're not going anywhere else. How is it? Go ahead.
My Southern, well, no, I still have my Southern hospitality at heart. But yeah, I guess my draw is getting a little citified.
You're shivery. You guys still open doors for people and that stuff. Right?
Oh, absolutely. We gotta have more of those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm the same way. I actually do that too, quite a bit. I was gonna ask you, like, the obvious thing, what led you to LA, and you were gonna say Hollywood. But were you always, this much profoundly taken away with Hollywood, or where did it all start back in Arkansas? Were you part of like school plays, community? Where did the acting bug first hit you?
I think I was really drawn to telling stories when I was really young. I think my traditional media art, like painting, kind of played a part into that.
Okay.
Just I mean, I owe a big thanks to my mom and like my upbringing of nurturing that.
Sure.
Um, and so, yeah, I think just storytelling was always just something fun, just something different. I played sports and I had a great time with sports, but it never really touched me as much as being on stage. And yeah, I was a theater kid for sure.
Okay.
And that's really where the bug probably bit me first.
Got it. Got it. Interesting. So then, you tell this to your mom at what point? How long have you been residing here in LA now?
I've been in LA for about 3.5 years, so pretty not long, but just long enough to it feels like I'm no longer visiting. I'm
Right.
starting to know my way around, so it feels good.
Okay. And where about town do you live? You live in the valley or the inner? Go ahead.
Now I'm in Redondo Beach.
Nice. Well, no
Pretty,
wonder you want to stay over here.
oh, Redondo's the best. I mean, I'm driving all the time to get to the city, but it's like it's worth it. I love Redondo.
Absolutely. Plus, most of the we were talking about earlier, you hopped on this, about a couple minutes before I went live. Um, we're talking on the stream how now everything you audition mostly online. So from the comfort of your own little studio, makeshift studio at home, I believe it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
always great to just do a lot of that. And where before we had to run around all over the city to go to the different studios and wait your turn, kind of thing, and then they call you, you write your name on the clipboard, and you had to wait. It was a whole thing. So
yeah.
that's that. Thank God for that, right? Somehow the pandemic. There was some good outcome of it. I mean,
I think so. I think it's a blessing in disguise. I mean,
yeah,
I think it was anytime there's change, change is hard, but and it was really tough getting into self tapes. Like at the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, like I think, a 30-second tape took me like all day, but now it's like, oh, this is good because I can make it just how I want it, to send it
sure.
out. So yeah, it's got pros and cons for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's face it. Like you said, since certain things have to happen in order for us to change our ways. We're creatures of habit after all.
Right.
Um, so how was the upbringing? How did it help shape your storytelling?
My upbringing. I can't complain. I really enjoyed my childhood. I go back to just being blessed with a really good family to just like nurture whatever I wanted to do, whatever passions I had that was encouraged, and supported.
Fantastic.
So very lucky to have that for sure. And just, I mean, the stereotypical small town vibes, good people, the type of people that you go through a drive through and they actually want to know how your day is,
Yeah. They
um,
actually want to know how your day is going.
crazy. It's wild. So, I mean, I loved how I grew up, and but it was very, different. It was very close knit. It was very family
Sure.
centered.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of dreamers, and so I don't know. I guess just I wanted a little more, than that. I wanted to kind of chase chase big dreams, as
Chase the
cliche.
big rabbits.
Yeah, as cliche as it sounds, I mean, that's what I wanted. And I'm just so thankful that I was supported and encouraged by my family to do that.
Yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you had a good family, and it sounds like that kind of nucleus is important, because it helps shape your dreams and aspirations in life. And here you are, voila, you're here in LA, man, where it all happens. I mean, they're pumping more money into the industry, which is great. For a while there, a lot of stuff was kind of outsourced. I mean, yeah, actors could travel and get paid to travel, but a lot of that it'd be fun to have it back here, back home, to where after all, Hollywood is the mecca of Hollywood is here. It's where it all started. So it's beautiful to see things come back, and it gives work to all of the folks in front and behind the camera. So how does did you feel weird at first, like acclimating to the new weather, new way of life here? The folks that are not so genuine live in LA. There's a lot of good people. I'm just, it's
There's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
right.
I mean, the weather was perfect. That was the best adjustment You know, I mean, nothing against Arkansas, but man, it's rough. You get all 4 seasons and you get them harsh. You
In
know,
one
so
day.
yeah. So the sunshine, the clean air. I mean, clean enough air here. My allergies went away. That was great.
Wow.
Definitely a culture shock. I mean, I think there's good people everywhere. There's good people in LA. I think maybe
By
with
far.
the constant like fast energy of everything, like everybody's go go go. It takes you a little while longer to slow down and find your people here for sure.
Sure. So you've fallen into some good circles. You got a good tribe.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like slowly things falling into place and meeting people in the industry that really just have a passion for the arts and people that you just gravitate to. So it's like, yeah, like people that grew up in completely different situations, different, across the country, but you gravitate to the people that you want to be around and that support you,
Yeah, we're the sum of the what 5 people we hang out with the most.
Yeah.
So that's truth be told. And amongst this circle, I imagine Juan the Prince, right, is one of the great ones he met. It's a good
Yeah.
guy, man. Layla, Juan.
A diamond in the rut. No, I'm super thankful for Juan. We just came in contact with each other very recently, like
Good.
within the last week, and I knew him. I met him at the Groundlings. I think it was like almost 2 years ago. And it's
Yeah,
really cool how you meet people, in this crazy industry, just for
sure.
maybe a minute, maybe an hour, and then they just really, we're all helping each other, even if it's like 2, 3, 10 years later.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a network.
Yeah, it's a network. So you're in the little matrix, as it were. And so we always end up coming into contact with the same folks, which is fantastic. Yeah, so happy, and hence why you're here. So I'm really excited to know your story, which is why we're delving deep. And did you have any like sort of fears of any kind coming into LA? Perhaps people preconceived notions. People may have told you certain things about us here in LA, or
Well, I was a little familiar with LA because my dad lives here, so he's
oh, okay.
and I visited him a couple times before I
I
came to
see.
LA. That's a whole can of worms. My um, Anyway, we can totally get into that, but yeah, so I was a little bit acclimated, but
Okay,
you
okay.
hear horror stories. If you're in the South, you're gonna hear horror stories about LA. If you're in LA, you're gonna hear horror stories about the South. And 9 out of 10 times, I got to be honest, they're not. They're just not true. Which is, which was a pleasant surprise, and now I get to
Right.
be the voice of reason to people that have
Yeah.
like this huge stigma. I'm like, hey, you know, you might have disagreements, but I promise you, it's not as bad as what media says, or whatever.
You could demystify most of the stuff here, and be like you said, the voice of reason for sure, because you're living through it, firsthand. Um, how any particular, like, I want to know that moment where you felt, okay, it's time for me to head west. It's time for me to head to LA. Like, when was that sort of watershed moment, or that pivotal moment, or what really inspired you to say, okay, put that fire under your feet. Now I'm really moving over there for good to pursue this dream.
This is really exciting. Just being asked these questions because it makes me feel good just going back to that. And it's like, okay, yeah,
Sure.
this is why I do what I do. I was painting a mural with my dad in West Hollywood, and we were painting these flowers on an actress's house on the outside of her house, and she was a really
Yeah.
good client of my dad's, and and she was an actress, and we were kind of talking about how I've done theater and always kind of wanted to be an actor, and she's like, well, what the hell are you doing? Just do it. Like,
Wow.
this is the best time in your life to do it. You got to try. And it was just like this nonchalant, like, just go for it. Just
Go
move
for it.
across the country and do it. And I'm like, and for some reason, like that moment was like, yeah, I got to do it. So I
Just
completely
quit.
changed my career, like everything, like my path, my idea of where I was going. I'm like, no, I got to do that. So yeah, it's kind of a funny moment.
Yeah, it's great. I love this. That's kind of what I would wanted sort of listen to or hear that those stories are really what is so impactful, and inspiring while at the same time. What did you want to do beside acting and the arts?
I had a couple of ideas. I mean, it's hard because I did, for a long portion of my life, and I still have this as a kind of a side idea of being a successful painter. So I have like odd jobs here and there, and that really keep me going and keep that passion fueled. So that's kind of always been in the works. Um, when I was younger, I grew up in the church. I grew up a good Christian boy, which you can tell my mom I
Amen.
still am.
I did too. I
So
grew up in the church also.
amen, amen. So that was a big part of my life, and for a while, I was like, I want to work in the church. I want to bring this gift that was brought to me. I kind of want to share that with others. And then I interned at a church. I'm like, actually, never mind. I'll just attend church.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely the God rest his soul, but it's all the Jimmy Swaggarts and the fallen angels that have that kind of sway you in a different direction, but thankfully not the faith, because a person's still immortal after all. So we're sinful. You're not righteous in any way. Let me ask you, like, your presence, you have this presence about you that stands out, man. And like, you really, you're intense. You play rugged kind of characters, right? I think, and like edgy, right? Like dangerous and edgy and stuff. Um, how much of that is really you, or how much of that is theatrical?
Ooh, yeah, I really like to play characters that are my essence,
Okay.
where I come from, especially. I get to like
Most definitely.
bring that back that I don't really display a lot.
Sure. Sure.
And it's my friends would laugh at me listening to this, because the people that know me in my circle, like I'm a goofball. We're goofing off.
Guilty as charged.
Right, we're always having a good time, but I love to kind of channel my values and like what really matters to me. And I had really strong men in my life. My
Right.
granddad, my cousins who were veterans,
Awesome.
and people working in the service, and like that was like when I look at like what a man is, I'm like that's it. And so I think when I got to start playing around like a funny thespian, um, I'm like, man, like I can channel these things. Like I have
Yeah.
like a part of them lives in me,
Like
and
a
it's
toolbox already, internal,
uh,
inherent toolbox, as it were.
yeah. And so it's fun to play certain characters roles that are not like you at all, but it's also fun to play roles that no matter how distant or close they are, you're always going to bring a part of yourself. So I think the more I studied with Camille Monet, I mean, I cannot recommend her enough.
Okay.
She really helped me realize, like, hey, like you're enough. And I think that's the biggest thing young actors have to realize. Like we all think like we're not enough. We need to
Sure.
channel something else, something
Or
stronger,
act.
something,
Or
something
act. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
or act, something unique. And it's like, no, 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 no. What you have, nobody else can take away from. And once you learn
Ain't
to
that
start
the truth?
channeling that, man, it's so fun. It doesn't even matter, what if you don't book something, like if you get that feeling in an audition or in a class or whatever, like it's fuel to the
It's
fire.
it's it's pretty much liberating.
Mhm.
It's so liberating to just be able to do all that. So it sounds like she's a great coach.
She's
Sounds
a
like you
man.
have a lot of fun. Is
Yeah,
this online? Are these online classes, or are they in person?
in person. Yeah. So she was at Berg Studios, and she still is at Berg Studios, I believe. And she has started her own private studio now. And so I initially met her at Berg, and then I took a long break, and I'm at her. I got to reconvene with her later. But yeah, she's really. I mean, you need these people when you're in the stages that I'm in.
Right.
Young. You need these people to like to not take advantage of you, like to really support you and like show you the power that you have, in this industry. And she was that person for me and still is. So yeah, super thankful for her.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it sounds like it's amazing. There's once upon a time, you have these kind of coaches and mentors. This is mentorship that you don't get around town, and it's like suddenly you came upon that, and it sounds like you're in the right hands, man. I got to tell you, just by listening to what you're saying. I've taken several classes with so many. I mean, you name them, I've been in their classes, and there's only a handful of people that can really bring out the best in you, and it sounds like she's doing just that. So kudos to her. I have a question. The Groundlings. What is it like? I hear so much fun things about it. A lot of comedians, fantastic artists have come out of the Groundlings. What is your experience there? And take us through a day in your experience here at the school.
The Groundlings is just a fun time. I mean, I'm pretty early on the track,
Okay.
climbing the ladder. I'm
Right, right.
pretty in the middle of it all, but it's more exciting every time I go, and it's really just like a place where you get to just completely let go of the stresses in your life and just have fun doing improv. And I thought improv was the silliest, dumbest thing before I got to LA, and then I went to a Groundling show. That might have been the second kicker that was like, hey, you got to come do this, is watching a Groundling show. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is so funny. It's so fun. And they're just effortlessly, being in the moment. So yeah, Groundlings is fun. It's a great intro class for actors too, just to get out of their skin and just to be silly,
Right. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I've had a couple of friends that have joined the Groundlings in the past, and yeah, I'm curious. I might stop by sometime myself and take up a class, like to going to the gym, work out
Come.
that side of the noggin. Um,
Yeah.
Now you're also producing and writing, right? And you build a nice little body of work behind the camera. How do you how does someone like you process the information? How do you make original content, or is it original content for you, or do you like when you started doing this, were you emulating somebody and in doing so, and where do these ideas come from? Where do you birth these ideas? And there's a lot. I'm unpacking a lot at once, but
Sure.
I know you're young, you can handle this.
Sure.
Yeah,
Well, if you would have told me like when I first started, like, hey, in 3 years you're going to be producing short films and writing, writing was for some reason just like always intimidating to me.
yeah,
And it's like it's so um it's much easier. Like the fruits are lower than I thought it would be when
okay.
it comes to producing. Because what it is at the end of the day, I mean, listen, I'm not producing a blockbuster movie, but
Yeah,
like I'm just getting a bunch of really talented people together that are all passionate about storytelling, and we're just like we're doing something together. We're telling a story,
mhm,
and we're gonna um, maybe we'll take it to film festivals. Maybe we'll show it off. Maybe we'll go somewhere big with it. Maybe we won't. But at the end of the day, it's just getting your feet wet. And especially in times like this, we had COVID, then we had the strike, and then now we're still trying to come back from all this, and everyone's like, when's it gonna be back again? It's like, hey, stop stressing and go produce a short film. I mean, that's what saved me. That's what that's what kept my positivity for sure.
amen to that. I second that emotion, brother. I find the same thing, like people just bitching and complaining about things and whatnot. Just go out there and do it. Pick up a camera, your iPhone, and just get out there, and everyone's got creativity. Put it to work, or just get like a few creative, like-minded folks, right? Such as yourself and others, and then magic happens, right? You kind of as you go, sort of thing. Sometimes things kind of have a funny way of coming together cohesively. I have a question for you. Do you find like do you like indie films more so than blockbuster films sometimes, just because of the creative aspect? It's not so regimented or contrived, if you will.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw F1 2 days ago.
You want
It
to
was
see it? Is it good?
it was the best, like the best thing for a summer blockbuster. Like it hit all the
Okay.
notes. That being
Okay.
said, yeah, I mean, I resonate with you gotta love the indie films, especially when you have an idea of of the art and the passion that goes in there. Like I mean, what was it? Honora, just won Best Picture and Best Actress at the Oscars. That was like what $5 million film, something like that. Like,
That's cheap. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm watching that and I'm like, we're not, we being, not Matthew McConaughey and Christopher Nolan, like we can make an indie film, we can do that. We don't have to really work with the big overheads of what that entails. So yeah, I do, there's some amazing movies out there that blockbusters that still has that artistry, but I will say you see it a lot more in indie films, I think.
Right. So when you're, say, for example, you write, do you write with intentionality that you're going to cast yourself as the lead actor or as an actor in your own films, at all? Do you have yourself in mind, Nate in mind, or is it, or do you separate like the writer, producer from Nate, the person?
I think it depends. I think, yeah, typically I will write myself in because I don't really I don't write for a lot of people. So for me, when I write, it's normally for me.
Okay.
And so when I'm writing for me, it's normally a project that I want to do, or I have, talented people in mind that will play these roles. Um, and yeah, I'm collaborating with a buddy right now that really, really talented writer. He's just giving me notes. I'm like, you take this, wherever you want. And I'm just
Long
like,
stuff.
I'm
Long stuff.
just in it for the ride, but definitely I like writing for me. It's one of those things
Okay.
that's it's just fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of everything you do, all different hats and things that you wear, you're an artist, a muralist. You say your dad, is your dad also an artist as well? Because you
Yeah.
said my
So yeah, I'll open up the can of worms I was talking about. So I'm a product. I'm a product of artificial insemination. So my dad, my sperm donor, who's lived in LA for 40 years, he's a professional artist, really talented guy. And yeah, so I was very fortunate to be able to come to LA and live with him for the first year, kind of get my bearings. And yeah, super talented guy. And I get and we paint together. I was kind of his apprentice for a while, and he taught me, all the things. And so yeah, we collaborate sometimes, and we do our own things. He paints all day long, so.
that's insane. How many kids do you think he has? Like aside of you?
We
Is there
got
like
20.
50?
We got
20?
28.
My cousin fathers 32 kids. I have a
Wow.
cousin, true story. Um, but he knows 32. Does your father know? I mean, I don't know. Do they? I don't know how the process is. I know I saw a film where this guy kept saying I can only do this for 3 or 4. I don't know, you saw it on Netflix. 3 or 4 of you, and it ended up being like the whole village was related at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think to my understanding, sperm donors are normally some dudes in college that want to make an extra buck. Thankfully, that was not my dad. He actually wanted to build a relationship with us. So, you know,
Okay.
it was a really cool thing to get to build a relationship with them. And to your question, he knows. I mean, we're all like in a group message. We all like
Yeah,
communicate.
group chat.
Yeah. I was
Cool.
ironically, I just took a groundling class with my half sister, so that was really cool. Yeah, so
That's
we got some wacky stories, but he'll have a relationship with whoever wants to have that relationship with him. So yeah, there's a definitely we're spread out all over the country. So, but
I
there's a
love
couple
it.
close together.
Wow. That's a that's a great story. You're probably about the first person that comes on my show and talks about this. And it's cool, man. You're probably related to a lot of people you run into in the business too. You just
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so your work obviously is layered. You're a writer, you're a producer, you're creative in every which way. Do you If you had to choose one, what do you like best?
Oh, that's tough.
Or they
Um,
all, or do they all feed? They all feed each other in some way, right? But what satisfies you the most? What's more satisfying out of the three or four things that you do,
um,
artistically, of course, speaking?
yeah, I mean, painting is my baby. I gotta say it. It's like just I'm in my essence, and no one has to be around to see it. Acting, I can say almost the same thing, but it's more like people are witnessing something.
Right,
So it's not as um, um, special to me.
right,
It's still my passion, but yeah, if I had to say one, I would probably say painting.
right. And it's very therapeutic, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
as well. You kind of get lost in it, and you find yourself of sorts at times. Um, do you, now that you live out in the beach, it begs the question: are you going to pick up surfing?
Man, ever since moving to LA, I feel like I picked up everything but surfing. I've been snowboarding. You
Okay,
live in LA. A lot of people don't know this. Like, you can drive 2 hours and have the best
wow.
snowboarding mountains around. So I've done the snowboarding, of rollerblading down the strip. Uh, yeah, I haven't been surfing though. I might have to check that out.
What what kind of stories remain to be told by you?
What kind of stories?
Yeah, as a writer, what do you think? What do you foretell in the future? What do you say? Oh, I got to write about that for sure. I got to, anytime you go out there and you look at the whole canvas that LA is, are things are there things that stand out? You say, I gotta really write a story about that, or this I could resonate with this. It resonates a lot. I should write a story about this at some point.
Yeah. Well, not to be like not to be egotistical, but I notice certain interactions with people. Me and my dad were
Right.
very different spiritually, and how we grew up. And I'm just using him as an example. I think kind of going back to relationships and like finding these very complicated relationships and characters that kind of butt heads, but learn how to kind of be together and just live life in a beautiful way. It's weird, man. Like technology, AI, it's all getting really wacky. And so I think I really gravitate more and more towards, traditional, just really introspective stories that really show relationship and display them in a beautiful light. And I think we need more of that in the film industry. And so I'm going to do my best to kind of display that for people. I mean, just really simple. One of my favorite movies is Dazed and Confused. So getting back to that, like just display this beautiful, time
Coming
period in
coming
life.
of age kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. Like it doesn't have to be all about the lights and the fast paced, the fast cars. Like that's all fun. That all makes money. But at the end of the day, like we just need more simple storytelling about who you're standing in front of, I think.
Who's your favorite actor? Is it Matthew McConaughey?
He's definitely up there. I'd say my favorite though. Ooh, my favorite.
Or one of your favorite. How about that? Make it easier on you. It's tough having to say your favorite actor.
Tough. Probably maybe Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's the very first time I hear the guy's got range, man. I mean, a lot of people don't realize he was in the living color, man. Boy, they had to play so many different characters.
He's all over the place. I just watched his comedy special not that long ago.
What'd
Yeah,
you think of it? It's hilarious. It was
it was
hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah, yeah, he's talented. Yeah.
If you could, obviously, eventually you're gonna meet your heroes, right? Like, who's a hero you want to meet, director wise or writer? Who do you want to meet? And who would you like to collaborate with? That said,
Hmm. Um. Oh man. Uh. I mean, Christopher Nolan is the big one. He's like, I can't. I was trying to think of like, let me pick a little guy, but like Christopher Nolan, like, he's been my favorite director for forever, and
yeah,
so if that would be the dream collaboration for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and there's other actors I would love. John Bernthal.
Okay.
He
Yeah, he's great.
he
He's
might
great.
have to actually might be at the top of my list just for who he is, what he stands for, and the roles he plays. Is yeah, he'd be really. He seems like I listen to his podcast too. We're all about
Tell
podcasts
you.
these
Yeah.
days. So, yeah, he's a cool guy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. He had a good one with Shia some couple years back, and
Yeah,
that was
listen to that one.
wasn't that raw? That was insane.
Yes,
Dude. I
it
was
was
gravitated every step of the way. I'm like, what? Oh my god. That's fantastic. So we're just about ready to kind of call it quits here, and our time's almost up. What would you like people to take away from the films that you make?
authenticity. Yeah, yeah, not trying to yeah, just being authentic, I think, when it comes to
Cool.
storytelling and displaying what you really want to say, not covering it up, not making it glossy, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Just like what we're doing right now, like we're having a conversation about what makes us passionate, what makes us love this industry. I want a lot of films to kind of display that same thing. I think people gravitate towards that. I think especially as kind of this technology takes off, I think more people are going to gravitate back towards that for sure.
Wow. It's been a great few minutes that we've spent here. It seems like only been like 10 minutes. It's almost 40 minutes. What are your social media handles? I know I started following you this morning, and thanks for checking out some of my stuff. Yeah, what are your social medias to the viewership, to the folks watching this later?
I would say probably just hit me up on Instagram. It's Nate J Mays, Mays. That's probably the one I'm most active on. Juan tells me I need to get more active, so I'll
Yeah,
be doing
I
that.
I have a hard time posting a lot of stuff, believe it or not. Just because I'm like in some way or shape or form, we're a lot alike in that I like a lot of authenticity. I like to be super grounded, and my wife keeps me grounded because she's not in the industry at all.
Mm.
And so many a times, I try not to spend a lot of time on social media at all. I disconnect. I used to be the kind of people that was always on social media. It's very important. It's a great tool. You could get lost, however, and then before you know, you're just swiping away for hours, dude. For hours. Like there's
Yeah.
just so much to do out here, and smell the flower, the roses, and I love to live life and be in the moment. So I wanted to thank you, Nate Mays. I mean, it's been such a beautiful conversation we've had, and I is there anything else you'd like to add to this? I mean, we had such a great conversation. I just cannot stress it enough.
Man, I just wish we had more time to talk more about you. I mean, you've had so many great conversations. So, no,
I
seriously,
had
thank you for taking the time and just being present in the moment. And I love following. I just learned about you a couple days ago, so I'm excited to kind of follow your journey and see where you
yeah.
went, see where you're going. So, yes, thank you for
I
your
have
time.
I have ADHD, a bad case. I just started doing a lot more meditation to sort of ground
Mm.
myself and a little more, and be mindful that it's I can't just talk over people. So I think I do a good job these days, but so that's my thing. So um I do a lot of podcasts. I love podcasts, and I love walking my dogs, and I have a 21-year-old son who goes to a good university here in LA, and he's almost done with school. He wants to go to law school. He wants to go to law school eventually and work in the industry, and maybe you could bail me out, or have any trouble in the future. You never know, right? But man, yeah, it'd be great. So perhaps we could talk at some point offline, and you're Juan's people, so you're my people, and you're a real genuine guy, and keep it up and stay grounded. You'll go far. It sounds like you're gonna go very far, my friend.
Thank you.
Otherwise, thank you so much. It's Almost Famous with Jim Francis Mesa. And thank you once again, writer, producer, actor, artist, all the way around, Mr. Nate Mays in the house. Thank you so much, Nate. Until next
Thank you.
time. That's my
Thank you. Have a
show.
good one.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.